Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to Robotics Notes Elite. This is a very strange scene to start an episode off with, but yeah, that is indeed Irie, the real Irie. And yes, she is indeed holding a weapon to her head, but not by choice. None of this is by choice. She's actually being used as a hostage, believe it or not. Somehow, she is being used like a puppet, but the puppeteer isn't even real. Yeah, so we found out in the last episode that the true mastermind is Kimijima himself. However, he is dead. Kimijima is actually dead, killed by Misaki, but Misaki is still also working for Kimijima. And that is because... Yeah, look at the man. He's right there. That's him. That is him. No geotag, but don't worry, that is him. So it appears that he was able to, I guess, create an AI of himself or whatever in Iroh, just like he did for Irie. And, well, he was able to carry out all this crazy stuff, I guess, over the course of 10 years. Luckily, Kaito was also used like a puppet, another tool in his master plan. Now, I don't really know how we're going to get out of this because I don't necessarily want to kill this this child, but we're in a rock and a hard place. The clear sound of applause echoes across the dark runway. Without breaking his smile, Kimijima claps his hands, gun still drawn on Irie. Oh yeah, so directly off of this is there was a lovely speech made by Akiho about like friendship and love, and I actually don't even remember what it was about. So yeah, great speech, and it also reignited a fire in the other club members to prepare Gun Build 1 to fight back against Misaki and her squad, getting ready to well, realistically kill 5 billion people. This is his response to Akiho's courageous declaration.
つまり君たちはこう言いたいわけだ。自分たちの手でお姉さんを殺してやると。なかなか素直だね。そういうのは好きだよ。世の中には本音を隠して適当な建前を言う人間ばかりだからね。でもそうか。残念だよ。世界を救うために親しい人をあえて殺す道を選ぶなんて勇敢ではあるが、君たちは本当に野蛮で残酷だ。
Kimijima scoffs at us. He once again places his hand over Irie's, the one holding the gun. Irie's finger is already on the trigger. The muzzle is still pressed against her temple.
だったら手始めに君たちがそういう選択をしたことでどういう結果がもたらされるのか一つ事例を示してみようか。
No.
入りを話せ。その人は無関係だろ。
無関係？いいや、そんなことはないよ。今の今まで彼女は僕の人質だった。そして今は君たちが見捨てた人質だ。
やめて。
君たちが選んだんだよ。残酷な君たちが世界を救おうとするその意志と引き換えにした命だ。
やめろ！
だから僕はこの女を容赦なく殺すよ。君たちが種子島に来て美咲と戦おうとするならどういう結末が待っているか。
It's like that damn trolley test or whatever. Do you pull the lever and save one child but, you know, kill 5 billion? Or do you not pull the lever and allow the child to die with the opportunity of saving the world?
それをしっかりと理解してもらうためにもね。君たちも決して目をそらしてはいけない。見届けるんだ。君たちが見捨てた命の最後を。
Even from this distance, I can tell. The finger that Irie has on the trigger has begun to tense up.
よせ！
If she squeezes any further, Irie is going to die.
せっかく10年ぶりに目覚めたっていうのに。恨むなら世界の救世主になりたがっている彼らを恨むといいよ。さようなら、アイリ。
よせ！
Oh my god, the bird. Suddenly, a rainbow-colored bullet with a strange voice zips across my field of vision. That bullet flies directly at Irie. It snatches the gun from her hand and soars high into the air. Wow. The fucking bird. Not even I could have guessed that's how we could save the day here. Oh yeah, I forgot to check. Is there anything new on Twitter? Anything at all? No? No, I guess we're just still in this lovely scenario. No one had the time to tweet anything out. What the hell? Irie's life was in the hands of that bird? What would have happened if he screwed up? I internally curse up a storm as I dash toward Irie. As if her strings had been cut, Irie collapses to the floor, powerless. Looks like she's been freed from Kimijima Ko's spell. I hurriedly pick Irie up. Her body is shockingly light, goddamn. And I'm shockingly terrible at reading things. Michi is using his Pokecom to look around. Did Kimijima Ko really withdraw? I doubt it. He must be waiting for us on Tanegashima. We all nod in response to Akiho's suggestion. I rush into the plane with Irie on my back. The sexual harassment parakeet also comes flying in, handgun in its claws. After checking to make sure everyone's on board, we stow the air stair. With the door closed and locked tight, I shout toward the cockpit. The propellers start spinning slowly at first, and then they gradually gain speed. I sit Irie down in one of the seats and fasten her seatbelt. The aircraft starts to slowly taxi toward the runway. After making sure Irie is secure, I plant myself next to Akiho. I fasten my seatbelt and take a deep breath, and Akiho puts her hand over mine. Her hand is shaking like crazy. She says my name, but immediately hangs her head low. Akiho's tearing up again. She's doing everything in her power not to burst into tears. Our fingers intertwine and she grips my hand tightly. Her nails are digging into me. It hurts, but I can deal with it. Yeah, beat her to a pulp.
離陸の準備が整いましたので、これより出発いたします。JAC 特別便、午後9時23分発、種子島直行便です。緊急時につき、飛行計画は出していないため、予期せぬ急上昇、急降下、進路変更などあるかもしれませんが、どうかご心配なく、必ず皆さんを種子島に送り届けます。
I hope we don't run into other planes. I'm proud of Kaito too. Both him and Akiho. The engine starts to roar. The plane suddenly accelerates. I can feel the G-force pushing down on my entire body. The plane's frame inclines diagonally, and the ground outside the window slowly grows distant. Farewell, Tokyo. I'll see you again, I'm sure. But now it's time to head home. Even if there's a war waiting for us there, it's time to return to the island that time itself had left behind. The island where we were born. Oh, it's getting exciting. Oh, it's getting really exciting here. This is where our game starts. The aircraft approaches the skies above Tanegashima. It's also the next day, I see. This aircraft model has a maximum flight range of about 1,700 kilometers. Why the fuck did they not have that on the same line? It's a propeller plane, so I thought its range would be shorter, but it was actually more than enough. I figured we'd be landing at the new Tanegashima airport, but Dad announced that we're headed for the old one. I suppose it saves us some trouble if we land there. But the old airport's runway hasn't been used in over 10 years. Plus, there are no guidance lights, and thanks to the rain, visibility is very poor. Very, very poor. Rain fucking sucks at visibility. I told Dad that he didn't have to land there in these conditions, but according to Dad, there's been no response from the new airport's control tower. It's possible that something happened there. The decision to land at the old airport was made with that in consideration. Honestly, makes sense. We don't want to get caught by the enemy. Honestly, we don't want the enemy to even know that we're here. Well, it's not like my opinion really matters here. I should leave this one to the professionals. As the plane prepares to land, we all sit down and buckle up. After Irie woke up, Akiho switched seats and is now sitting next to her, holding her hand to try and make her feel better. It's almost dawn. Tanegashima looks dark from up here, but it doesn't seem like the power's out. In fact, despite it being before dawn, there are lights on inside quite a number of houses. Misane, are you down there? Probably.
全員衝撃に備えてください。
Outside the window, the ground is already drawing near. When landing at the old Tanegashima airport, you pass right over Nakatane. I can very clearly see that the lights on goddamn, let me start that one over. I can very see the lights on inside of a bunch of houses. See, this is what happens when I add words to sentences. I get fucked up. That is estimating the position of the runway using only those lights. If we crashed in the middle of town, it would be a huge disaster. No, I trust him. I believe in my dad. It's then that the frame of the plane suddenly drops. That's a nice little effect. Despite wearing my seatbelt, my body floats up in the air and I nearly hit my head on the ceiling. Yep, that sure is the roof of our school getting real close. The aircraft just barely glides over it.
悪いお知らせです。どうやら故障でランディングギアが出ないようです。
Ah. This is gonna get a lot bumpier than I thought it was going to be. You've got to be kidding me.
ですがご安心を。
How do we be at ease?
私は必ず皆さんを種子島に送り届けると約束したはずです。約束は守る。それが空の男というものです。
How honorable. Is now the time to be acting cool?
茂みおじさん頑張れ。
おう、種子島魂見せたれ。よろしく頼むよ父さん。
頭を下にして丸くなってください。これより胴体着陸します。
A staggering impact explodes under my feet. The intense sound of metal scraping against pavement echoes throughout the cabin. If we overshoot the runway, there's nothing but a cliff at the end waiting for us. Will we stop in time?
止まれ。止まれ。
Well, I think we did. The shaking stops. The engine stops as well, and the inside of the plane is blanketed in silence.
当機は予定より4分遅れで旧種子島空港に到着しました。おじゃりもせ、種子島へようこそ。
You're out of your mind, Dad. And stop trying to act cool.
みんな早く外に脱出しよう。
This thing could very well explode at any minute. We disembark and make a dash for the hangar. God damn, everybody is active on Twitter. Even Mr. Playthis himself. Even so, I'm pretty sure he deactivated his account. Mama isn't a murderer. That's all I can say. Heard the story, I'll be waiting at the hangar. If you post on that account, people are going to figure out who you are. Now is not the time for that. Don't worry about nonsense. Did you? Nah, he's not hacked. Look like you grew up a bit, S-kun. Yeah, I like that. I will have balefires up on the runway to guide you. It's raining, but they should last for a bit. Looks like we're arriving at the old airport. I'll persevere. Hideka-kun forgave me. I'll be Hideka-kun's legs. I have confidence in my stamina. You quit being a wimp. Atta girl. No, let's not say that. I'm glad you're feeling better. Let's go with this one. Wow, I got scolded. And, yep, I think we're caught up on everything. Got a little out of order, but it's all good. No problem. I believe in Mr. Shigami. I think we're all caught up there. Blog updated. Another truth has emerged. There is another culprit behind the mysterious deaths of the gun barrel staff. After doing some research of my own, I found out something. With the state we are in right now, telling the police won't do anything. Rather, I think there are police covering up the truth about this conspiracy theory, so I've decided to report it here. I thought that 13 people died and Kaguri Minami fled the scene from the studio of the Gun Barrel anime, but I was wrong. There were 15 people at the scene, not 14. This is the truth I found out in the past few days. This will put myself at risk, but as a journalist, I am going to publicly announce that person's name. His name is Hoshita Sakai. He was the CEO of Happiness for You at the time and currently is the CEO of a lease company, Hoshita. Also, Happiness for You was a sponsor for Gun Barrel near the end of the series. Hoshita has an executive named Maurice Lebron, a former mercenary for Glory Service, a known French PMC. That very Lebron is a security guard for Mr. Hoshita. On the last day Kaguri Minami was seen on Tanegashima, eyewitnesses reported seeing armed foreigners. From testimony, their attire matched the security uniform of Glory Services. Perhaps they landed on the island to search for Kaguri Minami. That is an overview of the information that I now know. After this disaster has calmed down, I plan to have an interview with Hoshita. Again, Kurakane is going crazy. What is Kurakane doing at a time like this? Is he stupid? Hey, that GS whatever that Kojiro Frau was talking about, isn't that the initials for Glory's Service? And FR means France, I think. A genius arrives. Is Kurakane-san tweeting because he is certain that the real culprit is the person named Hoshita? If not, it's defamation. Typical from him, but still, honestly, I like that some of this is getting out, you know? Oh, I heard that Kimijima Cove was killed 10 years ago in Tanegashima, but I don't know. Well, actually, yeah, he was, but honestly, who the hell is going to find out the truth? Yesterday, I called the Kagoshima and Tanegashima Police Department before the solar storm hit. They both said that there were no research reports on Kaguri Minami, and this is all Kurakane's delusions. Ah, lovely. I found a crazy article on Taboo. Man gets stabbed at a restaurant located in Kabukicho, Shinjuku. Person that died is CEO of Hoshita. Oh, look at that. Would you look at that? Interesting, huh? Wow. I'm on my fucking... God damn it. I was on my headset cable. Oopsies. So, the suspect is Hiroshi Hamanashi, a jobless 24-year-old, and he states his Pokecom told him to kill the man, currently investigating. Hoshita is dead. Seriously? When is this article from? Yesterday morning, so must have happened between midnight of the 26th and the morning of the 27th. This murder case was treated as a small case due to the solar storm issue. But isn't this pretty bad? Hoshita was erased, yeah, honestly. Must be related to Project Atom. It's the Committee of 300. If we keep on talking about this, we might be erased. Kind of scary. Wow. What a crazy turn of events there. We disembark and make a dash for the hangar. Mr. Candy carries Irie on his large back. Juna is there to greet us, waving a flashlight around wildly. She leads us into the hangar.
ああ、焦った。
茂みおじさんすごかったね。
ちょっと無茶しすぎだったけどね。
Speaking of Dad, he was last to exit the plane. He's currently standing in front of it, bowing his head in respect to the damaged frame as the rain pours down on them.
あきほちゃん、ヤシオくん、無事でよかった。
Damn, they really had to give crutches to fucking Subaru, man.
おお、部長先輩とヤシオ先輩のなんという夫婦オーラ爆発すべき。
二人とも生命力だけはしぶといですね。
Three of the former Robotics Club members are together in the hangar. The cast on Subaru's leg is covered in mud from the rain.
みんな。
Akiho's expression is apologetic as she hesitantly looks at them. I give her a little push on the back and she almost falls over. She now stands before Juna, Subaru, and Frau. Akiho looks each of them in the eyes before bowing her head deeply.
みんな、ごめん。ごめんね。ガンツ靴守れなかった。壊されちゃった。せっかくみんなで作ったのに、本当にごめん。うちあんなにわがまま言って東京にガンツ靴を連れてったのに
部長、顔を上げてください。
みんなうちのことまだ部長って呼んでくれるの？もうロボ部はないんだよ。呼びたい。私は部長って呼びたい。私一度辞めちゃった身だけど呼んでもいいかな？
部長先輩、マジ部長。
そもそも僕はロボ部を辞めた覚えはありません。だから部長のことも部長のままです。
Yeah, you guys can say all your sappy shit, but that club was disbanded. I was there for that.
俺もアキちゃんのことは今でも部長だと思ってるよ。
みんなありがとう。
She wipes the tears from her eyes.
中種ロボ部部長瀬宮明穂、ただいま戻りました。ジャキーン。
As she makes her declaration, Akiho strikes a strange pose. Alright, back to it
では
then.
現在の島の状況について説明します。
After moving over to the school, we spread out a map of Tanegashima and stand around it to assess the situation.
なんか作戦会議みたいだね。
むしろ作戦会議そのものだろ、上皇。
Did we really need to roll out a giant map? Honestly, I think it's pretty
昨日
cool.
の昼、
This is even cooler. What the
種
fuck?
子島宇宙センターが武装集団に占拠されました。怪我人はゼロ。職員はほぼ全員が脱出してきて無事です。
That's definitely a relief.
ただ一人、所長さんだけが人質になっています。
お父さんが？
Well, yeah, he fucking stayed behind.
さらに武装集団は宇宙センター占拠と並行して古郡の家を襲撃してきました。幸いこれは天王寺さんが撃退してくれたらしく、なんとか死守できたんですが。
Nisan repelled an armed group? Who is she?
フラウボーを襲撃した理由は何かな？
私の頭脳だと思われ、キリッ。
Well, Frau is pretty famous. She's the most notable person in the Robotics Club.
他に僕の父さんが昨日の午後種子島沖合を飛行する多数の巨大ロボット軍団を見たと。
Yeah, let's not forget about that. I know that seemed like quite a while ago, especially since I did like a 2-hour fucking long recording session last time, which spanned across 2 episodes. Yeah, that most definitely did pop up.
空飛ぶ巨大ロボの軍団？
Please don't say you're hyped or fired up or whatever. Read the room.
そんなのが相手にいるのに勝ち目はあるのかな？
幻かもしれないよ。グランドオベリスクみたいに。
You know what? Yeah.
だといいけど、南種町の人たちの避難状況は？
JAXA の職員、それと南種町から逃げてきた人たちはこの学校と運動公園の体育館とに避難しています。
When we got to the school, the gym lights were on, and I could hear a bunch of people talking. I'm sure Mom and Mrs. Senomiya are there. I should probably drop in later.
ありがとう。状況は大体分かったよ。今は他の人たちは当てにせずにうちらでできることを考えるしかない。もちろん他にも敵を止めるための手段はね、いろいろあると思う。例えば島中の大型トラックや重機を集めて全員で特攻するとか。犠牲が出るのは前提だけど物量で押し切ればどうにかなるかもしれない。でもそれは最後の手段。さすがに島のみんなに世界を救うために死んでこいなんて無責任なこと頼めないから、まずはうちらが先陣を切ろう。そのためのガンツクワンだもん。正義のロボは種子島にありだよ。ただ敵は本気のテロリストだから、もしかしたら死ぬかもしれない。ここで降りても誰も文句は言わないよ。みんなそれでもついてきてくれる？
Everyone nods without hesitation.
じゃあうちとカイからは敵の情報について話しとくね。このテロの首謀者は君島光。医療の中に存在するデータだけの存在なの。
I gave Akiho a rundown of everything while we were on the plane coming home.
そいつは300人委員会っていう影の支配者からの指示で人類を虐殺しようとしてる。敵の数は分かんないけど、その中には。
There, Akiho chokes on her words for a moment, but she quickly looks around at everyone's faces and stiffens back up.
その中にはうちのお姉ちゃん瀬宮美咲もいる。
The room is filled with gasps.
うちらの目的はそのテロリストたちを倒し虐殺計画を止めること。秋穂ちゃんいいの？
Probably not. Akiho firmly nods her head. I'm sure that there's a lot of emotions going on in her head, as well as Kaito's, but man, we don't have a moment to worry about
お
that.
姉ちゃんを止めるの絶対に。
Faced with such grim determination from Akiho, nobody says anything further.
敵の目的についてはカイから説明よろしく。
敵の目的は VAB で組み立て済みのロケットを打ち上げることだよ。テロリストはその奪ったロケットにブラックホール爆弾を乗せようとしている可能性が高い。
ブラックホール爆弾？
Yeah, it's as scary and quite literal as it sounds, believe it or not.
ナンセンスにも程がありますね。やれやれ。
それを打ち上げて宇宙で爆発させ磁気圏サブストームを引き起こす。それこそがプロジェクトアトムってわけ。内容については君島レポートに書いてあった通り。詳しく知りたいならネットにいくらでも転がってるから読んでみて。それとミサ姉は大型ハグに乗ってるはず。6本足の雲型のやつ。
JAXA 職員の目撃情報と一致します。宇宙センターにも現れたらしいです。
ハグって言ってるけど従来のものとは全く別物だったりする。エグスケ社の偉い人から情報をもらったから共有するね。
In actuality, Sawada got in touch with me when I was on the plane. I have no clue how he got my contact info, but he sent me a bunch of top secret files from EXCO. Detailed data about the hug's weaknesses, spots likely to wear out, the works. Yeah,
こい
top
つは
secret,
敵
alright.
の最終防衛ラインに配置されてるっぽい。雲型の6本足はエグゾスケルトン社コンセプトモデル HUGX02 コードネームスメラギ、多分その2番機で、そいつとくっついてるらしいのが同じくコンセプトモデルの HUGX01 カミナギ。
くっついてるの？
そう、雲に寄乗してるって言った方が分かりやすいかな。カミナギの全高は 5.4 メートル、ロボ1号機のだいたい半分くらい。
When I saw it at the expo, it went offline without separating, so I don't know what it looks like on its own.
カミナギはデータだけ見るとかなり機動力が高いっぽい。走ったりもできるらしい。
走るんだ。すごいね。
ホバリングなどではなくですか？
いや、普通に走る。あと物を掴む能力が高い。指の動きを正確にフィードバックできるって資料に書いてある。
つまり武器を持ってるかもしれないってこと。
武器か。だとしても近接格闘武器に限定されるでしょう。ロボットが手に持って使うことのできる銃器は世界には存在しませんから。
特注品を作ってなければの話っしょ。
そうなるとお手上げです。特に銃器は試作1号機とは相性が悪すぎる。
雲型の方はどうなん？
雲型はミサイルを装備してる。まるで兵器みたい。
You know, I actually kind of forgot about the fucking missiles.
兵器そのものでしょう。軍事用として作られたコンセプトモデルですよ、こいつは。
あと2本の前足にはブレードがあるよ。そのブレードがガンツク2を壊したの。
雲型はカミナギを装着した状態で登場しないと操縦できないらしい。だから2体でワンセットってこと。
雲型を破壊してもまだ中からもう1機出てくるわけですね。
高機動力のやつがね。
マトリョーシカですね。わかります。
No, not at all. I also have no idea what that is, so hold on. So it is a traditional wooden doll in Russian culture, also known as a Russian nesting doll. The doll is split into two halves, opening from its torso inside the small... Oh, okay, I see. Okay, I know what this is. I know what that is. To a degree.
それとエグスケ社の偉い人からもう一つ有意義な情報。君島公をやっつける方法を考え中だって。データだけの存在である君島公を消し去るためのコンピューターウイルスみたいな代物らしい。
An anti-Kimijima Cove virus, you could say. With that, it should be possible to get him to stop possessing Misane, and we'll be able to return her to her senses. But Akiho doesn't look happy. Even if Misane does come to her senses, it wouldn't change the fact that she's a terrorist and a murderer. But even still,
君島公の呪縛からミサネーを解き放てれば、ミサネーは無力化できる。当然、ミサネーが乗るスメラギとカミナギもね。
それがあれば戦わなくてもいいんだよね。だったらウイルスができるのを待ってから会いに行けばいいんじゃないかな。
問題は間に合うかどうかが微妙ってことかな。今から積み荷を乗せ替えるとして、今日は一日雨だから打ち上げは明日になるはず。
天気予報だと明日は晴れだね。
it's possible that the anti-Kimijima Cove virus won't be completed until after that.
こっちがクリアしておくべき最低条件がいくつか見えてきました。一つ目、スメラギを破壊するための武装。二つ目、カミナギの動きに対応するための機動力。機動力については、敵の攻撃に耐えられるだけの防御力があれば代用はできなくもないですが。
1号機くんってすごく動き遅かったよね。
絶望的なまでに。ですが防御力はもっと絶望的です。
紙装甲だよね。紙みたいにペラペラってこと。
側を今から強化したところで大したものは用意できないでしょう。使い捨ての盾をたくさん用意した方がまだマシかもしれません。
でもガンツクワンって腕は使い物にならないよ。
そこも考え
He
ない
can
と
barely
で
use
す
his
ね。
fucking legs.
今からまともな腕の機構を作っている余裕はありません。
防御力重視にした場合、カミナギの機動力にはどう対処する？
M45 の戦い方はどうかな。いくら向こうに機動力があっても攻撃を仕掛ける時には必ず接近して一旦動きを止めなくちゃいけないわけでしょ。だからこっちは基本的に動かずに守りを固めるので、カウンター狙い。それは難しいんじゃないかな。向こうはロケットが打ち上がるまで時間稼ぎさえすればいいわけでしょ。つまり向こうが守る側でこっちが攻める側なんだよ。こっちもカウンター狙いを選ぶと互いに睨み合ったまま時間だけ過ぎちゃう気が。そっか。
純ちゃんの言う通り、こっちから攻めて倒す必要があるね。
そうなるとますます機動力の強化が必須ですね。
スバル、ガンツクワンの状況は？
すでに改良には着手しています。
早っ。
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna move ridiculously fast here. I mean, yeah, they were able to build Gun Build 2 in what felt like 2 months, but here, they got a fucking day. Half a day, maybe.
部長の演説を聞いて、その意図は大体分かりましたから。
もしかしてあれ聞いてたんだ。
バッチリと。これまでに足のモーターを2機、モノポールモーターに換装しました。
As far as I remember, Doc supplied us with 6 monopole motors as spares for Model 2 or for use with Model 1. Luckily, that's coming in handy.
うちの先見の明ってやつだね。
Hold on, move out of the way. Anything on the board? Yep. I fucking knew it. Anything new on Twitter? Doesn't look like it. Except for this. Looks like my workmanship is going to be needed. That is true, 100%. We're gonna need you, Doc.
なんか言ってよ。
はいはい、ワロスワロス。
旧型モーターとモノポールモーターは サイズが全く同じなので完走は楽です。今の人数ならあと6時間もかからないはずですよ。モノポールモーターにするだけでも試作1号機の歩行スピードは劇的に向上するはずです。
それでもまだ十分遅いがな。
じゃあガンツク1の改良方針について具体的に詰めていこう。
時間もないのでゼロからきっちり検討するのは難しいですね。2号機でのノウハウをなるべく生かす方向に持っていった方がいいかもしれません。機動力重視ということであれば脚部の強化と軽量化は必須です。この際ボディの防御力は捨てるしかありません。
もともとペラペラだったわけだし、それでいいと思う。
脚部の強化はモノポールモーター以外だと2号機の時にやった CFRP のシート、強度を上げるためにあれをまた使うのがいいでしょう。
内蔵エンジンは捨てるべきだね。あれでかなり重量取ってる。
Plus, it's loud as hell. Subaru nods at my suggestion.
内蔵エンジンは外して2号機と同じようにレーザ光送電システムを組み込みます。
Ooh, clever.
予備あるの？
あるぜ。
Oh, well, what's going on here, Doc? Doc enters the classroom with perfect timing.
おじいちゃ
お前らがここだって聞いてな。
ん。ドク、本当にレーザー光送電装置って予備あるの
1号機の改良に使えると思ってな。念のために仕入れといたんだよ。
すごい、さすがドク。
そんなんで本当に利益得られてるの？
利益なんざどうでもいいんだよ。俺は気に入ったものは仕入れる。気に入らねえものは仕入れねえ。それだけさ。
And you're really living the rest of your life out well.
ロックだ。
I mean that seriously, by the way.
そんなわけでパーツ代は後払いでいい。
結局払わされるの？全然ロックじゃないじゃん。
俺が作ったレーザ銃座は東京には持っていかなかったの。そのまま流用できる。
バッテリーも小さいものに換装すればかなり軽くなると思います。
レーザー銃座について質問。あれ武器として使っちゃダメなん？
武器？
常時照射できるようにして寸胴ガンバレルに持たせれば。それでレーザー銃爆弾じゃね？人殺せる威力って話だし。
殺すなんて発想はやめてくれない？
Okay, but like, this is a serious thing. But
私のまま
also,
だって
do we want to kill
多分
people?
だけど殺されましたが何か。50億人殺そうとしてる相手なら最悪殺すのもやむを得ないと思われ。
Yeah, it's something that we have to consider here. Morals might have to go out the window here. She's right. I'd be making a big mistake if I went easy on Misune.
うちらは人殺しじゃない。できるだけ殺さないでなんとかなるような方法を取りたい。相手がお姉ちゃんだからっていう身内びいきはもちろんあるよ。そこは多めに見てほしい。ごめんね。
Oh, my bad. Always ruining the moments, I know.
で、殺すしか手段がないってなった時は。
My hand just sometimes rests a little too heavy there on my mouse, you know? Akiho raises her head.
その時はうちがお姉ちゃんを。
いや、パイロットは俺だし。
Without a moment's delay, I cut in.
そんな状況になった時は俺が何とかするよ。
はい。
さあせん。部長先輩をいじめてるわけじゃなくて、それくらいの覚悟必要なんじゃないかって思っただけ。
うん。ありがとう、フラウボー。うちまだ甘かったかも。
いずれにせよあの送電銃じゃ出力が足りねえよ。ロボの走行を貫通させる気なら長時間同じ場所に当て続けるしかねえな。溶接用のレーザーよりも威力は弱いだろうよ。人を殺したいなら人体に直接当てるんだな。そしたら焼き殺せるさ。
I don't think I want to do that. Burning Misune to death with a laser? But I'm fully aware that now's not the time to say that.
爆弾とかそういうのを用意して
こっそりあのロケットに仕掛けてくるってどうかな。
Not a good idea.
そうしたら相手のロボットさんとは戦わなくて済むんじゃ。
それはナンセンスですね。あのロケットにはブラックホール爆弾が積んであるかもしれないんでしょ。もしそれが誤って地上で爆発しようものなら、種子島が地上から消滅するかもしれません。
そんな危険なんだ。ごめん。
No, it is pretty
やっぱ
fucking
り
bad.
この状況を止めるのはガンツクワンを置いて他にないってことだよ。
でも例の部長の演説は聞いていてたまらずうめいてしまいましたよ。正義のロボットとか悪のロボットとか、そういう極端な価値観でしか語れなかったのはいかにも部長らしかったです。完全懲悪なんてものをこの状況で持ち出すのは、それこそアニメの見過ぎですよ。
正義は勝つ。つまりうちらが絶対勝つ。
I just gotta love that she's not even fighting back whatsoever.
強引すぎる二段論法ですね。そんなシンプルな形で世界が回っていればもっと平和だったでしょう。
スーパールいちいち上から目線にならないで。
And now she's fighting back.
あきほちゃん落ち着いて。
本題に戻りましょう。武装の話は置いておいて、改良の話について。
Subaru has completely taken over. Despite calling her Prez earlier, he's the one who most looks like the president, especially to an outsider.
合成はどうする？胴体が空洞だぜ。歩行スピードが速くなるともげるかもしれねえ。
もげる。
車みたいに黒森鋼で補強しましょうか。
Okay, what is that? It is short for chrome. I don't even know how to pronounce that steel. One of the alloy steels used for general machine structure. It is formed with, or when that is added to chrome steel to upgrade the processability and weldability, and it's mainly used in frames for automobiles, bicycles, etc. Gotcha, kinda.
時間を考えるとそれが妥当なとこか。車用のものならすぐ手に入るしな。
コックピットはどうします？遠隔操縦式にしますか？
Yeah, good question. Everyone looks at me. I guess they've all acknowledged me as the pilot, eh? Well, I figured that would be the case.
コックピットはそのままで。ワイヤレスな遠隔操縦だと遅延が発生するからね。ほんの数フレだけど俺にとっては致命的な問題だ。しかも相手は現在の全一。機体性能は向こうの方が圧倒的に上。あっちは飛び道具だって持ってる。だからネガティブ要素は一つでも捨てておきたい。
乗ったらヤシオ先輩が一番死ぬ可能性が高くなるわけだが、いいの？
敵の攻撃を食らった時だけでなく、戦闘中に転倒でもしようものなら、それだけできっと死ねますよ。
Lovely.
やるしかないでしょ。それくらいの覚悟がないとね。
かかってるのは50億人の命だもんね。
いや違うよ。それは関係ない。50億人なんてちっとも実感湧かないし。
じゃあ
そこまでしなきゃ全一には勝てないからだよ。
My opponent is Senomiya Misaki. She's the wall that's always stood before me. My one true goal.
でコナちゃん、キルバラシステムは搭載できる
2号機用に作ったのしかないから、これから調整するを。姿勢制御システムとかもまんま流用はできない一歩。
でも姿勢制御は必要だよ。できるだけ2号機能を流用しよう。
レーザースキャンでの周辺地形解析と行動予測ナビゲーション、そのあたりもシステムの流用でなんとかなるはずです。
パーツは店から持ってこよう。これも後払いでいい。
Yeah, yeah.
最悪システムは歩かせながらアップデートしていくしかないんじゃね？
移動と連動させた3次元マッピングって使ってたよね。あれは 外したいんだけど。
だね。
Kimijima Ko's the man who created it, and we're off to go fight him. We can't trust it.
あとは腕をどうするかですね。今のところただの飾りでしかないので外しますか？
偉い人には分からんのです。
偉い人？
じゃあまだまだ勉強不足だね。
Right.
外していいよ。今回は見た目にこだわってる場合じゃないし。
いつもこれくらい合理的に考えてくれれば僕としてもありがたかったんですが。
何を
No, this is like a once in a
落ち着いて
lifetime
アキ
deal.
ちゃん。
腕には
After
俺
this,
が
it's back
趣
to
味で作っ
business.
た例のあれをつけるってのはどうだ？
おじいちゃん、何か持ってきたの？
例のあれってまさか。
パイルバンカだ。
Oh my god.
そ
No
そして
way.
このドヤ
Everything
顔で
looped back around.
最終調整はしてねえが一応完成はしてる。至近距離でぶち込めや装甲をぶっ壊すくらいはできるはずだ。対機構戦には有効じゃねえか。
パイルバンカーを腕の代わりに装着ですか？左右のバランスが崩れて機体が傾くかも。もし取り付けるつもりなら反対側にカウンターウェイトが必要かと。
パイルバンカは2つある。
そしてまたもこのドヤ顔である。
2つも作っちゃったんだ。
1つはまだ未完成だがな。8割方はできてる。
Yeah, but we could use it as a
両腕
counterweight.
をパイルバンカーにね。さっきスバルが言ってた使い捨ての盾を用意する案は？
守りに入るぐらいなら攻めに特化した方がいいと思うけど。
だがミサイルを防ぐ方法なんてそうそうねえぞ。
茶風 ECM フレアリアクティブアーマー。
Okay, well, we got some fucking tips to read here. Alright, reactive armor. A type of armor that reacts to attacks in certain ways depending on the attack in order to reduce damage. Most often employed in order to respond to different kinds of explosives, and there are several different types, such as explosive reactive armor, electromagnetic armor, and so on, with tanks often using explosive reactive armor as auxiliary armor. Each piece of armor has explosives loaded between two steel plates, which automatically detonate whenever hit by enemy fire. The plate then explodes outward, blocking subsequent enemy fire and, in the best case scenario, destroying the enemy itself. However, considering the plates explode of their own volition, it may cause damage to allies who are near the tank. Flare, countermeasure. It is a countermeasure designed to evade infrared guided missiles. Flares share the same wavelength as most aircrafts and are able to produce a powerful source of infrared light for a short period of time. They do this by emitting a metallic powder containing magnesium, no idea how to pronounce that, Vidin, Teflon, and ammonium, there we go, words, sorta, as it burns, which in turn misleads infrared detection. ECM is short for electronic countermeasures, an electronic jamming device. Chaff is a countermeasure used to disrupt radar and evade radar-guided missiles. It emits a large amount of small electromagnetic wave reflectors to confuse radar. And the electromagnetic wave reflectors consist of mainly tinfoil, aluminum foil, and fiberglass. Alrighty.
ドク、どれか用意は？
できるわけねえだろうが。いくらすると思ってんだ。
だよね。
機体性能差は絶望的だね。
なんとか勝てる方法を考えよう。
その方法が浮かばなかったら？
浮かばなかったら、それは。
戦うのを諦める？目の前でロケットが打ち上がるのを見てる？
そんなこと
できないよね。決めてよ、アキちゃん。勝てる見込みがなくても VAB からロケットが移動を開始したら即座に1号機を出して勝負を挑むって。
ヤシオ先輩が無駄死にするだけです。僕はその考え方は反対です。
それでもやるしかないわけだからさ。
わかった。勝てる見込みがなくても時間が来たら出撃する。でもだからって回を無駄死にさせたりしない。ギリギリまで 勝つ方法を模索していく。絶対にだよ。
Akiho looks me straight in the eyes and makes her declaration. I force out a smile and nod. That's a satisfying answer.
みんな改めてお願い。みんなの力を貸して。正義のロボはきっと勝つの。そのために勝つ方法を教えてほしい。よろしくね。
Everyone present nods, and the strategy meeting comes to an end. Due to his leg injury, Subaru can't participate in assembly work. Instead, he's working on improving Model 1. Frau is on programming duty, so she can't help either, which means there are only 4 people on the motor exchange team. Me, Akiho, Juna, and Doc. Wait, that reminds me. Where in the world did Dad and the Nagafukatas disappear to? We could really use their help right about now. I gaze out the window. It's starting to get brighter outside. It's still raining, and the sky is concealed by clouds. But dawn is approaching. Oh boy, oh boy. Alrighty, we will end the episode here. A little under an hour, but that's okay. We are in the final chapter, I am pretty damn sure, and I have no idea how long this one is. I'm still kind of pressed for time on trying to finish this playthrough up, but it does feel more and more so that we are approaching the end, and it feels like it's going to be quite the grand finale. But it also appears like the whole squad is working together for victory, where in previous science adventure titles, it was usually just the main character. In Steins Gate, it was Okabe. In Chaos Head and Child, it was always the main character there. So here, seeing the whole team kind of work together, sure, it's going to be the main character piloting. They're all working together. Even the side characters are coming in. The minor characters are coming in to actually help out. And it's cool, you know? I don't know if there's another way to put it, but it is a very satisfying thing to see here that with the direction we're heading in, it really does look like all the characters are really going to have a purpose here in the end for this big-ass final fight. Excited to see how this all goes, and I guess we'll see how the development of the Gun Build 1 goes in the next episode. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy.